All right, guys, we're back. I'm here in Mike Rashid's house. So if you guys...
It's the mothership.
Yeah, right, right. So if you've been following him and I've been following him, you know where I'm at. Mike, I did want to talk to you a little bit about your backstory, man, because, like, I do have a lot of fighters. I have a lot of coaches that follow me and follow you, too, as well. And I would get an interesting storyline. Like, I want to see exactly, like, how you started in this whole thing. And like we said, you're like the second wave of fitness YouTubers and all that. But you're far more than that, man. You got a business. You're a pro boxer. But when did it start, man? When did you start really getting into all of this?
I say all my life, bro, because I've been like, I started boxing at age 11, 12, around there. So I've been competitively traveling the country, boxing at a very young age. So I've always been like tapped into working out. You know, I was the only kid like getting up jogging in the morning. Like none of my friends, you know, all your friends play basketball, football, all the sports at school. And I played those too, but I did boxing as well, which is not in school. And there's a different type of discipline, you know. So all my life I've been in shape, worked out. I'm the ringleader with all my friends getting to the gym or to go work out. It's always been like that. So in 2012, you know, I was personal training. And that's when like not internet, but social media really got big, like Instagram and all that. And I'm just sharing my clients and people are liking it and sharing my own workouts sometimes. And it was just picking up like big time. So, you know, videos was going viral all the time. And, you know, you develop a following like that.
Yeah, you were killing it, man. I remember watching the old videos of you with CT and going after it. What made you start to like really like, yo, this is actually working? Like picking up views are getting there. I'm picking up clients. Like, what was that main part?
Well, you know, when I set up my YouTube channel back in the day, I didn't think anything of it. Like, I just thought it would be a cool place to store workouts, to have content. And really, it was for my clients. Like, I thought it would be cool to have, like, instead of before and after pictures, I have a video of Amy can only do 1 pull-up. Now she could do 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. And it was compelling, and it was getting me more business, getting me more clients. But when I would put my workout, because my stuff was different because, you know, I boxed all my life, and then I stopped. So I just was working out, like lifting weights, and it was like kind of boring. So I added a lot of intensity from my boxing training into the weight training, just a mental type of intensity, and it was just so unique. So people really start fucking with it, and that stuff started going crazy. So when I started making money on YouTube, like, you know, with the monetization, Google AdSense, I'm like, oh shit! Like my first YouTube check, I think, was like $700. I was like, damn. And then it just, every month, it would just get better and better and better. So that's when I was like, okay, there's some money in this. But I never went into it with the idea of I'm going to leverage myself and a brand to make money on social media. It just kind of came around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like you've kind of leveraged that to the degree of now you have like several businesses, correct? So when did you start to really put your all into like more of the business side of things, because you're killing it now, right?
Yeah, I started that from 2012. Like back then, I started out trying to make supplements for myself. Yeah, that didn't give me the side effects that I didn't like from other products, and so that's what I was doing, just in my kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Ordering raw materials, and I was like a little alchemist in my kitchen. Yeah. But, you know, at the time when you're starting to blow up, people are reaching out to you left and right, pitching ideas. And one person that reached out was like, yo, you ever thought about doing supplements? I was like, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? But he said, what about scaling and doing a real company? I said, I'm interested. So we talked, and we came up with a company. And look, it did well. You know, I actually sold my half a few years ago to focus on ambrosia. But, you know, that was my first taste of like an actual business in this space and fitness. And outside of that, also me as an influencer is a business in itself. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's a lot of money coming in for me doing appearances, featuring people's products in my videos. And see, I had leverage over other influencers because you'll see me and Joe Schmo both with like, I don't know, 500K on Instagram. But I had another 500K on YouTube too, completely different audiences. So I would get a bigger bag all the time. Like when they would shoot me offers, I'm like, nah, look at these numbers, boom. You know what I'm saying? So So the influencer side is a whole business in itself.
Do you see a carryover from like your Instagram to your YouTube? Is there
not at all
totally different?
It's so fascinating.
I was
so
always
different.
wondering that, bro, because like I got
people on Instagram don't realize I got a YouTube channel.
That's true.
Or they don't care.
Yeah. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
It's think you would think that they would go, man, but
I think people are just loyal to their platforms. Like there's people on TikTok only,
Yeah. How you doing on that?
Not that great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a late bloomer with TikTok. It's doing cool. When I'm consistent, it does okay.
For sure.
But I'll be forgetting about it. You know what I mean?
Bro, I tell you this, like now that older crowds are getting into it, like my wife watches that thing over and over
It's
again.
good, bro.
It is because it's quick. It's a quick hit,
Yeah.
And I think people obviously they like the short form content too as well. But I think when people want to sit down at night and they want to watch like a long video, or they want to get pumped up watching some of your old videos to go to the gym, that's when they do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like it all. I like the long form stuff. I like a lot of podcasts. A lot of I like Rogan. I like what's the guy's name? Lex Friedman, Huberman, who I'm going to do one. He and I are going to do a collab soon.
Nice.
I like a lot of stuff out there. It's so much information out there. The internet, man, we live in such an incredible time. Think about it. People can take that phone, this little phone right here, this little $800 device, and become a millionaire with that thing, right? But you have people complaining because some people will take that and just sit on Bumble all day, you know what I'm saying, or Instagram, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we all have access to to so much, but not everybody's is making it work for them, or monetizing it in a way, or figuring out some kind of vulnerability in some market and fixing it, filling it up. So people, man, like, listen, we all got the access to do whatever, to explore, learn, create anything. You know what I mean?
Where do you think, or why do you think that people don't take the initiative to use that device and actually make the money that they need to make?
You gotta think about this, man. There's different types of people in the world. All right, so 2011, I started taking supplements. I didn't want to. I tried it. I'm like, I don't like this. I like elements of it. I'm gonna make my own. You know what I'm saying? My partner Sean out there, he the same way. So some people are producers by nature. You know what I mean? You're a coach. You develop your own training system, and you put people through it. Thousands and millions of people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like some people have that kind of wherewithal to have initiative and take initiative, And I don't look down on people who don't, because in my life and in my world, I need experts at what they do, you know what I'm saying? And they're so good at this one particular thing, they're not thinking about the business side of this or that. But that's my job as someone in a leadership position to make sure they're good, though. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm more of a visionary. Like, I have ideas that, there's a lot of things I can execute on my own. But it's better to do it with people, especially if they're better than me at certain things. Because there's not much that I haven't done in my little world, my ecosystem. I'm not saying I did it great, but I got to know how to do things to understand.
I would say you did it great. I'll say that.
But I'm saying some of the technical things that I've done, I just figure it out. But I'm fortunate to have like the most talented people and their friends. You know what I'm saying? And we all work together, so that's dope.
With me being a coach and understanding leadership, being a father, you have that ability to put people in the right positions to be successful. That's the goal, right? Because if you're trying to build a big business, you can't do it all on your own. Absolutely, it may start with you in a lot of ways, and that's just like how business will end up progressing. But you got to have like self-awareness,
right?
And you have to have that introspection to understand, okay, well, this is what I'm going to be good at, and because you're a visionary, you can put the things aligned appropriately to where when it goes down, you're able to put these people in the right places for your stuff to progress. So that's one thing. But I think that for me, looking at other individuals, and I've coached well over 1,000 people, man. Honestly, and with my mentorship, coaching coaches, a lot of them aren't self-aware. So they don't know what they're good at, really. They're just trying to try things out. And so their fear of failure is heightened because they just don't know where their space is. Like they don't know what they're good at, what they're bad at, and so it's very it's kind of hard for them to really navigate that. You know.
Yeah. See, and some people, I don't have a fear of anything, and I'm not saying that from a tough guy perspective. I just don't fear shit. Like I've not had shit before. You know what I'm saying? When you've been rock bottom, what is there to be afraid of? You know what I'm saying? So, from on a socioeconomic position, I've been at the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm good. So, and I'm not afraid of losing anything because I trust my brain and I trust my instincts to not make a play that's not beneficial. You know what I'm saying? So, and listen, if I lose, I lose. Fuck it. It ain't a loss. It's market research. I'm learning. It's a lesson. You know what I mean? So, and I have to think like that because I've been through so much shit in my life. If I didn't think like that, I'd be depressed. I'd probably kill myself by now. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of the things that some people go through, man, is really horrific. And I've been through some horrific things. But I take pride in not succumbing to these things. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that shit made me strong.
You learn.
Yeah.
You grow from that process. Like, we've been through a lot of shit. I've been through plenty of things that made me stronger, made me wiser. And you gain wisdom through those experiences.
Right.
As you reflect that, I think Aristotle said that too as well. Wisdom equals what? Reflection plus experience. So at the end of the day, you look at things like, yo, whatever I go through, I'm going to have to learn from this. Getting sued, having your best friend, whatever, try you or do something wrong, or your significant other cheating on you. Well, you learn from that. Don't be the dumbass to keep doing the same thing that got you in that position.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Or just kill everybody.
Yeah. Or that.
I'm killing you, me, and the dog.
See, this is why
I'm kidding.
Mike,
kill nobody.
We keep him stable. So, all right, man. What's going on next? You got NFTs, things like that.
Yeah, man. I have a pretty cool NFT project that I'm working on. It's been consuming all of my time. Yeah. Like literally yesterday, I didn't leave my house. Yeah. I went to the gym at like 7 or 8 at night, and I usually go early in the morning. So, and I was at home working, phone calls, all of this shit all day working on this project. It's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love because the story behind it, I'm not going to talk about it on here right now. I'm going to wait till we're close to
don't give them all
setting
sauce,
everything
man.
up.
No.
But the story behind it is incredible.
Yeah.
The message in the story is incredible. It's very entertaining, but people are going to learn something from it. The characters in the collection are fucking legit, right? We really raising the bar with storytelling, with art, with utility, with everything. This is a brand new space, right? There's no right or wrong way to do it. So, but what we're doing is we're gonna really disrupt the industry, and people gonna have to step their shit up. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, so unfortunate for them, they're not on that energy, that wavelength already. But it's gonna be good for the investors, the people who are fans of NFTs and love the space. I love the space. I love, as you can see, I love digital art. You know what I'm saying? So even my training programs is like fly art and graphics and shit like that. So I've always been tapped into that. So, you know, I'm like a big kid, so my imagination is very vivid, you know, as you can see. So, and it's like, listen, I'm of age and of resource and capabilities to create the universe that I want to live in. So why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? And that's what I'm literally, even down to like us being in here in the mothership. You know what I'm saying? Even at my crib, it's like, it's fly like this. I got the lights and shit like that. Yeah. So, you know, I want, because life could be fucking boring and mundane. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I want life to be interesting and fun and just be on a vibe as much as I can.
Have you always been like that?
Always been like that. Always been a weirdo.
Then, because I see it like there's only a real chosen few that can really navigate their destiny in a sense. You know what I mean? Like you've actually put together a solid system.
Yeah, man. I manhandle life. You know what I'm saying? Because my life used to fucking suck when I was a kid. The worst feeling ever that I had was feeling like powerless and couldn't do nothing. Yeah. And it was a time when my mother, her husband, he's passed away now, but he was beating my mom, right? And I'm a little boy, and I couldn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I felt so weak and so insignificant, and I hated that. So I always that probably had a lot in my genesis story for me to like really empower myself, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, willpower, all of that shit, right? To where anybody in my life, in my world, is good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got the most confidence of, you know, probably too much, but fuck it, you know what I'm saying? But I never, ever want to have that feeling ever again. As far away from that as possible, and I've done that. So, you know, sometimes like bad things in our lives make us better, and that was something really bad that I experienced in my life that I use that as fuel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, what's the most difficult thing you had to overcome, you think?
Man, I was in a war against the government. They were trying to put me in prison for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? For really self-defense.
Yeah.
And that was difficult, man. That was like a spiritual journey because I absconded. I was a fugitive for like 7 years.
Damn.
Nobody knew that. You know what I'm saying?
That's so crazy.
But when they finally got me, all right, fuck it, let's go.
And they came to the gym, right? You came to the gym,
yeah.
and you were like, well, fuck, I'm just going to have to just...
There's nothing I could do. I'm not going to run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy, though.
I went, and, you know, eventually I was able to, they had to extradite me to another state. It kind of sucked, but whatever. But bonded out, lawyered up, fought it, beat it. We good. We Gucci. Yeah. But that, I look at that time period, I'll never tell somebody to just run, like go on a run. That was a decision that I made at the right time that just worked for me. I thought it through. I did a bunch of research. Like, even though I was in the streets back then, I was still like a nerd, bro. So I researched everything, right? People don't be on the run for 7 years.
Yeah.
That don't happen.
That's pretty tough.
Few weeks,
pretty
you know what I'm saying?
To do, bro.
So I did it, and I started building my businesses as a fugitive, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, when they came and got me, while I was in jail is when I started writing my ebooks, my programs, so I'm making money from in there. But anyway, then I lost my train of thought. But it was like a grace period for me to determine whether I'm a good person or not, right? Okay. And we were talking about like the simulation theories and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So at that point, I'm the engineer programming what's next in my life. And listen, it was hard for me to maintain, be humble, and do the right thing because I wanted to do a lot of bad things because there was people that was up under me that was happy that I was down. So I wanted to go knock on doors with bad intentions. I was afraid. I was like confused. I was like depressed, miserable, broke. So, but I held it together.
How many years were you facing? Like
15.
15
yeah.
Altogether. Yeah.
So they initially was trying to give me 10, but when you abscond, you get what's called a FOJ enhancement. So a fugitive of justice enhancement, which they say is probably another 5 to 7 years. Damn. So yeah, I'm like, fuck that. And it's funny because it was 14 years if I blew trial, right? Yeah. So they were like, well, we're offering a deal of only 10. Look, it's less than 14. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
We're giving you a sweet deal.
Fuck out of here. 10 years, that's like 100 years. You know what I'm saying?
So sure. Yeah.
I like, nah, I'm cool. No thanks. Keep your, get that to somebody else. But nah, but I got to show myself, because I don't feel like anybody's inherently good or bad. We just like a gun. A gun's not good or bad, right? It's how it's used. Okay. Or a hammer. A hammer is a tool that builds things, or you could bust somebody's head open. Humans are no different. We're not just good because we want to be good. We have to do things to be good. We have to make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it can go either way. So I had to decide whether I'm that guy that they're trying to make me out to be, a prison motherfucker, or if I'm a good person who don't deserve that. So,
what made you not be that guy that is a prison motherfucker?
The fact that I'm a father, I think, man. Like that always had a certain anchor to me.
That'll do it.
It keeps me in reality. So, and I love my kids. So, if it wasn't for that, ain't no telling what kind of person I'd be. I don't think I'd be a good person if I didn't have kids. Like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you have the ability to like want to help people.
I do.
You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody does though. to an extent.
Yeah.
But they do it based on their resources, where they're at in life.
I think everybody wants to do something good, is whether that be good for them or good for the other individual. Like you have an apparent good where you think that no matter what you do is good. Like me, like if I were to go commit a murder, right? In my mind, that's something good for me because it may be because I'm a psychopath and it makes me feel good.
Right.
That's the apparent good. That's not the ultimate good in my opinion. So like
Yeah.
now, when people do that, anybody can be good in that particular way.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the majority normal people that's not psychopathic.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, you know, I think people want to be good, but people also have the desire to be bad, to do bad things.
Yeah.
Like we watched when we were talking about the Will Smith thing, and even me, I'm like, yeah, I would have did that shit. But when you really think about it, that shit is not cool. It's not cool to put hands on somebody if they didn't put hands on you or didn't give you an immediate physical threat. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And look, I said I did a post. I stood on it like, yeah, I do the same thing. But me reflecting on it, that's not right.
Let me ask you this though: if you were in his shoes, and we were just looking at this thing, if you were in his shoes right then and there, would you have done the same thing?
I don't know. I probably would have. But what I would like to do is not do that. But I would give him the fucking death stare. You know what I'm saying? I make him very uncomfortable.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
But
you had the right frame of mind to not go into a physical altercation.
right.
That would have made it apparently good for you. It would have been like if you would have went out there.
But see, nah, it would have been bad for him. I'm gonna tell you why. I've always been aware of right and wrong. So whenever I make a wrong decision, I know, and it's worse. My punishment is worse. It's like when you.
So you immediately regret it. You saying?
Immediately.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay.
Listen, bro, I've gotten into situations, bro, put hands on somebody and wanted to kill myself. I felt so bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you're
Straight up.
You are, the less majority, I guess you would say, because some people like that.
Get it.
You know,
And anytime I have like conflict with somebody, even if it's verbal, you know, I might go super hard, but I feel bad. I want to like kind of fix it later.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, but it would be nice to elevate to where I'm not like that anymore. But I'm fucking evil sometimes.
Yo, let me ask you this. So when you have like, let's say for instance, your son, right? Because I have $2 and a son.
Okay.
I get mad at him for something. He's 7 years old, obviously. So it's like I get mad. I immediately in my mind like, damn, maybe I should have did this a little bit better. And sometimes I do really well.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I'm human. I make the mistake. Do you, like, when you get mad at your son, let's say for something, he done some dumb stuff or whatever, do you immediately be like, damn, I shouldn't have did that?
Man, I hope you believe me, but I don't get mad at him. I get disappointed.
Okay.
But I train myself to
That's probably a better word that would say that.
I train myself to not, like, because look, my mother dealt with me with extreme violence and force. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Intimidation, terror, and physical pain, right?
Yeah.
So I never was, but, I was a conscious kid. So, you grow up learning shit. And then I'm like, damn, like, why everybody get these horrible whoopings in the hood? Oh, because they was taught that, because that's how they got treated by their parents and their parents and the slave masters. Like, it's a tradition of slavery in the black community, at least, because I don't think nobody gets whooped like black kids get whooped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You walk past somebody's window, you like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's tradition of slavery. Like, that's, if you love your child, why would you do that?
Yeah, I would.
Doing something bad, it doesn't warrant physical violence. Look, we talking about Will Smith, this little slap. We're saying that's wrong. So a 20-minute whooping with a belt?
Yeah, that's a little much.
That's abuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a little much.
So no, I've never put hands on my kids.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I would just say like.
But I say that because it's so normal for people to put hands on their
Sure.
kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't yell at them. None of that shit.
Yeah. No, I don't yell. I would say that like I could have handled certain situations better just because. I'm trying to be perfect. Right. We all try to be perfect as a father, as a leader, whatever, right? So then I may recollect and really think about, okay, maybe I should have said this or worded this differently. Maybe because I'm young. I mean, listen, 33, I got a lot more life to live. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's where
I'll say this. I know I don't do everything perfect, but as far as like how I treat them verbally, with feelings, emotions, I think I'm pretty much on point because I love you so much. I don't want to damage you. I don't want to intimidate you. I don't want to, I'm very cautious of that, and I've always been like that. Matter of fact, like when I became a father, it really softened me up a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They say when we have kids, our testosterone levels drop.
Well,
you know
yeah. You got a lot of progesterone going on.
You feel me? So I know that they took a lot of the edge off me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I still stay dangerous though.
So words of the wise: don't run up on Mike just because he had a kid.
Don't run up on me. I might and listen. It's not a lot that make me mad. Like I get frustrated, but the times that I've acted out of like, violence or emotion, I chose to do that. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I want to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's not right, but it's never like I can't control myself. I've never been that guy.
Gotcha. So now I want to go back a little bit, in the beginning. You started doing personal training, right? Was that more so because you just like to train people, or was that more so like you fell into that role?
I became a personal trainer, to be honest, because before that I was selling drugs, like in a big way, and then I became a fugitive. I had to go on a run, end up right back in California, and I needed to work.
Yeah,
I already worked out and knew how to train, so I'm like, all right, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into that, bro. It wasn't like I had the passion to be a trainer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but once I did it, I liked it. I love helping people. And like I said, people have an innate desire to help. And that was a way I was helping people, like really helping. I'm sure you've seen it changing people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So I love seeing like people's confidence levels go up and, transformations of their body. Like that shit is dope to me. Yeah. So I fell into it by default, but fell in love with it.
Yeah. And now you opened a couple of gyms. You've done a bunch of different things business wise. Like, what would you say that you're most passionate about right now?
It's crazy, bro. But this NFT project I'm working on.
Yeah. Why though? Why you feel? Because it can be so big, or what?
Yeah. The scalability is unlimited. The story behind it is incredible. The message. I'm just in love with the whole process. You know what I'm saying? And it's art. And at heart, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everything I do got a little artistic little edge to it anyway. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So now I get to purely be in that space. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's a new frontier, and that excites me. Yeah. Because we don't know what's to come.
Yeah, it's brand new, man. I'm excited for my collection to come out. And creating something out of my heritage, which is dope.
Vikings.
Yep. I think that's something that a lot of people don't really understand to a large degree. It's been, I guess, it's misinformed with a lot of like the shows that you have out. Yeah. Where they manipulate the story plot to make it obviously more entertaining.
So look, your ancestors and my ancestors have something in common. We've all traveled to and fro the other side of the world to the quote unquote new world hundreds of years before Columbus. Yep. But hundreds of years before it was discovered, but there's already people here. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's not talked about in history.
Yeah, nobody knows that. It's just crazy, man. But I think that's why I hate to say this because people may take this out of context, but it's in our DNA to want to achieve more and forego the arduous, right? To allow ourselves to not be fearful of the unknown because we are people that took risk since the beginning of time, right? Yeah. So, and at those, what would you define? I have my own definition, but what would you define success?
For me personally, a gang of money. Off top, I know people like,
my dog.
Not money. A gang of money, big bag, beautiful wife, kids, independent of me, don't need me. Yep. Everybody taking care of it. I love. That's it. Really, getting to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
Yeah, I like that. Well, make sure you guys understand that.
What's yours?
Man, you know what? It's similar from an end goal perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like the final frontier. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going after. It's the hunt. Mm-hmm. It's going after the thing that you're most passionate about with the talents that has been given, while in the same aspect putting forth effort to acquire more skill. So in all actuality,
I get that.
We're all hunting. If we're not hunting, you're gonna be, dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that breeds success in all actuality, because I'm living my life in happiness, and our ultimate goal per se is to be happy, because we don't want to live life not happy.
Are you a happy person?
I am. I believe I am, because of the fact that I am pursuing passion, right? And I'm in it,
right,
for the long haul at least.
That's what's up.
Getting to do this, bro. I started off. Listen, I come from nothing, bro. I used to live in motels. Both my parents died between 2 months of each other. Yeah. They were, not too well as far as, getting addicted to pills and all this other stuff. And I was able to grow from that and actually redefine who I am as an individual, because I could have went a different way. I was also facing 60 years in prison. People don't know that either,
For what?
So I got in trouble at 16, 17. I ended up basically getting into an altercation with an individual who was a drug dealer. And basically I was facing attempted murder, right, and armed robbery. And so what happened was they didn't have any evidence. It was hearsay. And got locked up. I remember the day, man. I was in school, and they came. They were like, "Yo, picked up my co-defendant," and he was like, "Yo, you got people looking for you." And so I'm going through the day, and I'm like, "Nah, that ain't happening," because they didn't see it. They have nothing, right? And me being a kid, I don't know what's going on. So I go to my last class, and I see that I'm a senior. Like all the seniors go when they leave at the end of the class, right? The gate was closed, and that's never happened. So I'm walking to my last class, and I'm like, damn, they closed the gate. So they're making sure that I don't leave. So I'm in the classroom, whatever, and they come in, and just like it wasn't as long stretched out as you, but they've been looking for me for like 4 weeks. I was on Broward County's most wanted list. So when I got there, basically it was like, again, it was the parents pressing charges and telling all, crazy shit. To this day, I couldn't even tell you what they looked like. That's how quick it was.
That was wild.
And I ended up, because of no evidence or anything like that, I did like 21 days in the detention center, and I got direct filed as an adult. So I was in a county jail, sitting there, just like, what are we gonna do? But I always knew that I was gonna make a way. So it wasn't a moment in time that I wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna get out of here. By the time I was also an all-county football player. You know what I mean? I had colleges looking at me. And I remember the first time I actually really understood, like, I can do this, like, train people and stuff. People were asking me, we're locked up, and people asked me, how do I do this, how do I do that? So I started doing things in there. But long story short, I ended up getting 5 years probation, some restitution, and, I did my 2 years clean. All the colleges that were recruiting me basically dropped me. And I ended up getting a scholarship, or a partial scholarship, to Alabama State University, it's HBCU. And that's when I met Nick over here. I had to transfer schools. I had to do a drop-in program. You know what I mean? So with all that being said, I learned a lot from that lesson. And I never went back into that world because it just wasn't for me. But again, we go through these situations. I had to go through that situation because who knows what happened down the line. I would have kept doing the same dumb shit. Yeah. I was playing both sides of the fence. I was selling drugs and I was playing football. You know what I'm saying? So I would go to school.
You had a busy schedule.
I had a busy schedule. I was doing it. Yeah. So, and then I just found out that I had skills. I had talent that not a lot of people had. And I'm like, why am I not using this? And then in time, when you start to grow, you start to see new talents arise, and you're like, damn, man, I'm charismatic. I can start to talk to people. People like being around me, da-da-da-da. Now it's like, all right, I can make money doing this shit. So how do you leverage it? Well, now you start to put together things that are going to be appropriate and not go on that side where it can fuck you up in the long run,
That's real.
If you don't know where to find this man, Mike, go ahead and tell him.
Anywhere Mike Rashid, all platforms, just search Mike Rashid, MikeRashid.com. That's about it.
Bet. And my Instagram, Daru Strong, Twitter's Daru Strong, my website, DaruStrong.com. Thanks again for watching. See you guys next time.